relax. You're not running late. Let's just spill the beans and let the convo percolate. Hi, I'm Eric George.
And I'm Lindsay Mayer, and welcome to Where Coffee Gets Spilled.
Are you excited, Lindsay?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we've come to this moment.
I am super pumped as well. So, Lindsay and I thought it would be a great time to take a few minutes and talk about what this podcast is and why it's important to both of us, and just something we really are very enthusiastic about getting going on. So, where Coffee Gets Spilled is a podcast where we're going to chat with guests from all sorts of professional backgrounds and industries. And in a lot of the work that I've done coaching clients, interviewing people over the years, I think it has been very clear to me that career paths are rarely linear. You may find folks that grew up wanting, my wife is a great example of this, grew up wanting to be a teacher, became a teacher, and went to school and got her master's in school administration and is now principal of an elementary school. That's so neat and tidy. And I absolutely love how that works for her and her values, but it is not normal for most people. And so I thought it would be great and shared this concept with Lindsay, and we were both just super keyed up on it to talk to all sorts of people and make it a podcast. So that is the concept.
And here we are.
Well, Lindsay, when we first talked about this, what was it that got you excited? Why do you want to do this? And why is it important? Like, what should people take away from this from your perspective?
Well, in my background in marketing communications, I really think everyone has a story to tell. And it's kind of the thing behind businesses and their brands. I myself had a career that wasn't, I mean, I thought I had the career path that your wife had of starting out one place and making your way up. And I don't know, life takes twists and turns that you don't expect, and some are good and some are not so good. But when I think back on it, it's like I really learned a lot, especially as an entrepreneur now. And it's like I've learned so much and I don't appreciate all the things that I've learned. And so that's why I think it's great to have guests on this show to share those moments. I mean, what did they learn? Did they have that linear path that they thought was going to be great? Did they, and if so, wonderful. Let's celebrate that. There's, um, that spiral or that weird shape of just round and round and trying to figure it out. I want to hear that too, because people have little nuggets of their story and it's what became how they became who they are. And so I think it's just great. I think people are going to learn so much from it and just grow and just feel validation from it as well, of just you're not alone in where you're at in your career, or if you didn't have the right steps. So Eric, tell me a little bit about where you are coming in from when we started talking about the
Well,
podcast.
you touched on so many great things here. So I'm gonna just, for lack of better word, use the old professional cliche of piggyback. I'm gonna piggyback on your comments. But, I think you're absolutely right, and I think that the spots where people's career paths maybe feel a little bit messy or uncertain, that oftentimes is where the professional and personal growth is occurring, and that also to me is where the paths are the most interesting, right? Like, not that it's not interesting, again, a linear path can be perfectly interesting, and it's absolutely worth celebrating, but sometimes when things zig and zag, um, it adds to that, and so and I do s I probably oversimplify my wife's path, not fair, I'm sorry, Jessica, uh, like, it wasn't quite as linear, but I think the fact that she knew she wanted to be in education and has been an educator throughout, that that is there, and people make all sorts of changes in their lives, and I think the storytelling part of this is very exciting because, uh people do tend to see themselves in others, and I think being able to hear the vulnerability and the challenges that other people experienced, and even people that may be in a part of their career that is aspirational to you, is a very, I think that's an exciting thing to share with listeners, and so I'm very excited to do that. I'm also excited to share the sides of this where people don't necessarily see themselves, and it's very different from whatever preconceived ideas they may have, because I think where there is um, aspirational qualities and inspirational qualities in seeing yourself in others. When you don't see yourself in others, I think it opens up your mind in ways where now maybe you can see yourself in more of a variety of people and learn from more of a variety of people. So I think it kind of goes both ways in that. And what I'm really excited for is hearing how people interpret that for themselves and hearing how our listeners um, find stories that resonate with them. So very, very exciting.
Yeah. And I think people have the opportunity to make a change. I think you have something in your head of like, oh, I want to be this, or I should do this, or I have pressure from people to go in this direction. And if it's in your gut, you're feeling like this doesn't feel like the right thing, that I think some of these stories can give people that it's okay to pivot. It's okay to change. It's okay to totally change careers. I mean, based on where you're at in life and what you can do. But if you went down one path and you want to, and something's telling you to go down another, I think that's a great story to share too and for people, because I think we all think once we get started, we need to keep going down that path. I don't know if we take a step sideways or backwards, or I don't know, 5 steps forward. I don't know. Like it's just really
Yeah,
interesting that you're not stuck in anything.
totally agree. And what I hear you describing in that last bit there is a bit of restlessness, right?
Yeah,
Like if you're
sure.
experiencing restlessness in your career and maybe you're not satisfied, like, maybe it's unfulfilling, maybe maybe it's a career that you think other people could be perfectly fulfilled in, and so you're scared to leave it because you're wondering what's wrong with you, why you're not feeling that sense of fulfillment, right? And so I think that restlessness is a gift. It is it is something inside of you that is pushing you to explore other things. And when you find the things that really make you tick, that are really well aligned with who you are, what you care about, what your strengths are, that's when you start doing really amazing things in your career. And you may be a very successful person, but if you're not really fully aligned with it, I bet you're leaving some awesome untapped.
Yeah.
And I think there again, you know, we guarantee by listening to this podcast that you will be untapping all of your potential. Can we make that guarantee? Is that something? Is that we're gonna have to check with our legal department on that one? Don't quote me on the last statement. Wait, do we have a legal department yet?
I don't know. We might want to check into
I
that.
haven't even found the supply cabinet yet, so
We barely have coffee.
we got our coffee. Well,
Oh,
Lindsay, looking forward to going on this journey with you. We will have some episodes landing soon, but thank you for the early support. And any parting words before we sign off?
Eric, I think this is going to be so much fun. You can already feel the energy between us, and I think we bring in a third person and as guests, it's gonna be great. I'm
Very,
so
very cool.
excited, and I'm glad there's energy around it already. So thanks for all the support from everybody on LinkedIn, and yeah, we'll keep spilling the coffee and look forward to seeing you all soon.
Excellent. See you soon.